Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry, we're running a little bit late today. But for those of you that have joined, really appreciate you taking your time out to be with us today. So my name's Gary Wise. I've been working with the accounting practice software for over 20 years now. I now head up the GovReports go-to-market team, and I'm really pleased to be able to introduce you to our latest cloud release for tax agents. So when I first explored joining GovReports, I was really surprised to learn that we were the first to launch a cloud tax application. And that exemplifies the biggest challenge I have right now. We're like the best kept secret in the industry. So for those of you who aren't familiar with our brand, GovReports developed the first ATO approved cloud SBR solution back in 2010 already. Our apps have always been cloud only. There is absolutely no Windows-based server technology. So, if you're currently running a desktop system or hosted servers, it's completely different. There's way less IT maintenance. So you don't have to worry about the data backups, the updates, or security. We look after all of that for you. And another important consideration, just in terms of our brand, we are absolutely dedicated to ensuring that our users enjoy working with GovReports. It's got a modern interface. It's super easy to use. You've got reliability, and free and responsive telephone support is always included in any package you pick up. So now, with 10 years more of cloud experience, GovReports has over 4,000 BAS and tax agent subscribers that use our suite of integrated compliance, practice management, and e-signature apps. But it's pretty unlikely that you'd know that Australia's largest accounting firms recommend GovReports for use in corporates. So we've got, subscribers in sort of really big organizations like Philips, Spotlight, Domino's, Westpac, BHP, and many others. So they use our capability to pre-fill activity statements, reconcile, and then bulk lodge returns for multiple branches. We also offer developers APIs to empower cloud application users to bypass logging into the ATO portal so that they can directly lodge reports and access ATO data. So these same APIs are used to connect online tax forms to GovReports. So if ever you've taken a look at some, sites where, the agents are trying to collect client information, you can then connect the online tax form to GovReports and complete and lodge that return. So let's turn to our latest application. So the ATO Insights that we want to showcase today has been developed specifically for tax agents in relation to version 1. We are working on a version that will help BAS agents to identify and include relevant functionality to streamline their compliance processes. So just for example, we do have the BAS summary or the activity statement summary available now, and perhaps there'll be some other features we need to add. But right now, the version we've got to showcase has been designed to slash the waste of time that many tax agents are really spending logging into the portal multiple times per day, to get access to information and then download it. It's much easier for you to manage deadlines, no matter how large your team is, if you're able to get access to that information in real time without having to log in. And that's the point here. ATO Insights connects directly to your practice's ATO account. So we specifically bypass the current software that you're using, and you're then able to use your tax compliance information, that's accessible from one easy to read dashboard. You don't need to run reports to surface lodgement and client account information, and it's all in real time. Okay, I'm going to take you into the application itself now. So just bear with me while I switch across into that version.
Gary, just to let you know, the slides you were presenting earlier didn't show. It was only showing the your
So I'm
GovReports
showing
login.
my GovReports screen at the moment. Thanks,
Yes,
Tiana.
it is.
All right, I think it's fairly clear the points that I needed to make there. All right, so on screen right now is the ATO dashboard, the Insights dash. There are a couple of points I need to emphasize over here. The first one is I'm in a pre-production version, so it's slightly slower than you'd get in, in using the actual application. And the other point is that, it's a system like this connects directly to ATO information. So what you aren't able to do is effectively, you won't be able to sort of enter information into it. It's surfacing information that's accessible directly from the ATO. Now, this demo version that I've got, the accounts that I'm using, doesn't have some of the information on here. So I'll need to switch to another version to highlight the EFT reconciliation statement. All right, but to start off with, once you've connected your or nominated GovReports as an application that you're using with the ATO portal, using your practice credentials, you'll be able to then import your client list and then surface this information straight away. All right, so when you come into the system itself, what you're presented with is the ATO stats relating to your lodgement program. Obviously, you're aware there's an 85% threshold that needs to be maintained over the year, and this then surfaces your progress towards that threshold. So as you include or lodge reports, you'll get that moving across during the year. So this gives me a further breakdown then of how the 87% was calculated. So we've got 4,311 returns that were lodged on time out of a total due of 4,953, and that would give you your 87%. Those returns that are late would be added to those to give you the total lodge being the 4,886. We still have in this example some overdue reports. So to actually view those, we'd have to, sorry, just bear with me a tick. So to reveal what those would be, you'd be able to click on this shortcut over here to see your lodgement list. Now I'm going to switch to another version that does have that information rather. So this particular login that I'm running now has some further detail with accounts that are valid. So I'm just going to go in here and click to display that information then in terms of the lodgement list. All right, so that will give me a list of all the outstanding reports across all my clients. I can focus on the ones by client. I can focus on the different form types and by period as well. All right, so that then allows you in real time to see the outstanding reports that are missing on your current lodgement program. So going back now into the ATO Insights, if I click that tab over there, similar to the concept of tax returns, you've also got a lodgement threshold that's independent if you're taking care of any FBT returns. So similar concept over there, you can see the number of total due lodgements, the number that you've done on time so far, and the total that have been lodged. And again, by clicking that, you'd get that same report because all the return types were reflected in that summary. So moving on now to another key capability, and that is the ATO client communications. So as you'd probably be aware, the ATO is able to send communications directly to your clients without sometimes you even being aware that they're getting an SMS or an email. So this reveals all those communications, including notices of assessment. So the summary that appears in the dashboard would be, the most recent communications that were sent out. Then again, the similar concept, by clicking the icon over there, that button, you'll then surface that information relating to all communications across all your clients. So again, you're able to sort by client, by the issue date, the type of communication, etc. There is a button over there that gives you further search capability, and specifically then you can search across MyGov, paper, SMS, etc. channels, and you can nominate up to 20 clients to submit and then display that report. All right, so you can see that capability then of not missing out on any information and streamlining your workflow without having to go into the ATO portal many times each day. I'm going to jump into the client list now. Remember, a little bit earlier on, I suggested that it would make sense as a starting point. You've got to import your client list. Once your client list is there, you can then jump across and open a client. Now, just to emphasize again, this is available directly, accessing via the ATO portal. So it's going to extend the capability of your current tax software, whatever it is you're using. All right, so we're bypassing your current system to reflect additional information. Now, this version that I'm running over here is an add-on to the GovReports native capability. So I did talk about it being an end-to-end suite that has practice management and client accounting and tax capability. So GovReports itself, you can track jobs, you can invoice, you can record time, receipt, and so some of those features wouldn't be standard in the ATO Insight standalone version. So when I go into this version, of those sort of shortcuts for the client aren't available. So just to reiterate, the only reason I'm jumping in here is because that other GovReports connected account had access to the EFT transaction summary and to the client lodgement list, which I don't have clients that are valid in this version. So you can see I've now sort of streamlined what you're able to access over here. As an ATO Insight user, you can select a client. I can go to ATO accounts, and I'll be able to then get a full list of the account balances and even the transactions relating to this particular client over however many years they've been active with us. So you'll see now I've got a transaction list going back to 2008 for this particular client. So that really saves you a whole lot of time trying to surface information for a client off the ATO portal. I can simply select the client, go to ATO accounts, and similarly, I can see if there was any, ATO communication sent to that client. The information that we effectively import from the ATO directly is reflected in the client's overview over here. Another feature which is really important in terms of time saving is the activity statement summary. So I can select a particular client, the financial year I'd like to have information relating to, and I can then see all the item values that were transmitted or submitted to the ATO when lodging that particular statement. And I can do that for each financial year then, as long as it's relevant, but bearing in mind I don't have useful data. So I'm going to switch back to that GovReports version so that I can get the EFT transaction summary if that's relevant to you. So just to clarify over there, if you are maintaining a trust bank account, receiving refunds on behalf of your clients, this widget over here is really useful in giving you access to all the transactions for that EFT reconciliation. So that'll come on screen now. And I can download that in an Excel format. So I get the full EFT reconciliation statement for this client. Okay, so that pretty much concludes my quick tour around the application. I'm just going to change the view of what I'm sharing now. That one. So as you saw, ATO Insights makes it really easy for you to keep your finger on the pulse of your lodgement program and clearly reduce the number of times you need to access the ATO portal daily. So connecting directly to that ATO portal means that there's no data migration and almost no training necessary to start saving time. Literally all you have to do is nominate GovReports and import your client list so you can be up and running within minutes. And incredibly, the subscription fees are less than $50 per month, and that incorporates all, the responsive support free of charge as well. As a next step, I really encourage you to please subscribe for a trial version on our website. So if you simply go to govreports.com.au, you'll see a little banner at the top over there, promoting ATO Insights, and you'll get access to a trial version from the screen once you click for further information. Also, as an attendee to this sort of launch webinar that we're running at the moment, you are able to get a 20% reduction when you subscribe. So for us just to keep track of who's interested and wanting that voucher, won't you please take a screenshot or just go to the form based on the QR code over there. Once you've completed that, we'll email you back a voucher to activate that discount on the payment page when you're ready to subscribe. But the point right now is there's a free trial version, and off that free trial, you'll be able to go into the subscription area and copy in that voucher if you complete the form. So that's about it. We've got just a couple of minutes left. If you do have any questions, won't you please email them through to us? You've got the email address there, info@GovReports. I'd like to again just
or the chat. Just check on the questions on the chat. I can't see anything, Gary.
No,
Do we have
they answered your question.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, just once again, thank you very much for attending today. If you think of any questions you'd like to have answered, please just shoot us an email on info@govreports.com.au. That QR code is on screen again for you to go to that form to request your 20% discount voucher. So again, thank you very much for attending today, and that's bye from us.
Thank you.